Hello guys and welcome to GRL GP1. We are here at the very wet German Grand Prix here at the Hockenheimring. There's 13 drivers here tonight, there's a few missing, unfortunately. Unfortunately I had to miss qualifying due to technical difficulties, but we have Urban Unicorn on pole at the minute. Well, at the minute it stays on pole. F1 Cesala on the front row. Ghost Colt and Squiddy in just behind on the second row. R11 Schumacher and Brandon line up on the third row. Ninja Max looking for some good points. Is partnered with Trix, who out qualified his teammate Shivers for P8 and 9 for Haas. Rounding off row 5 is Oscar Gamer in the Mercedes. And if you're wondering who this never gonna give up guy is, it is Danny Lots of Numbers. He starts on the 6th row alongside Phil, who had a very poor qualifying. And right there at the back, on his lonesome, on row 7. No. Yeah, row 7 is Chalky. Let's see if he can make his way up the field. Obviously, a full wet race. These guys will be hoping to have a nice little battle in the wet. Obviously, let's hope it's as interesting, as intriguing as the real life race was, but I do not think the final corner will be as slippery. Fortunately, I'm on my own tonight, so I will apologise in advance if the stream gets a little bit boring. There's only so much you can hear yourself speak. Yeah, I'll try not to do a troll. Yeah, obviously a few good races over the weekend. GP3, a full wet race. GP2, full dry. They had a good couple of battles. So let's see where we are then. As we're on the grid. With the formation lap. Everybody knows what is on the full wet tyres. And it doesn't look like the weather's going to change anytime soon. Hopefully it's going to be a clean race. All these guys getting to the finish. So, maybe Unicorn looking to extend his leads. As they all line up now on the grid. So I presume this weather's here to stay. It'll be on these tyres until the very end. Turn 1 can be very difficult in the dry, so let's hope they can keep it clean into the first turn. It's a good start there from Danny Lots of Numbers at the back. He's gained one place already. Oscar Games dropped back, there's a few cars. dropping back. There's a few people going wide. There's a crash at the back. It's Brandon, I think he spun. He's had to avoid it. But managed to get so. Damn, that's a number. Only at 4 places, going for a 5th. Going around the outside, is he? Squiddy side by side with F1 Cesaro, who's going to go for the down the inside of Urban Unicorn. Is he going to make it stick? It looks like he is. Cesaro's going to get the run on both of them. Is he? He's going to get 3 wide for the next corner. Cesaro's got the run. Urban's got the run on the outside. He's going to Was it like the real life race where the Alfred gets sandwiched in? It was Alfred doing the sandwiching, but it was safe to say Urban Unicorn is not going to let this go. And he doesn't, but Squiddy is alongside him. Is Squiddy going to make it stick? Urban Unicorn going to drop down again. He's going to hold it out on the outside. Squiddy's going to squeeze him. It was always going to be squeezed out like that. It makes it down the inside again. Oh, Schumacher goes around the outside of Ghost Colt there. Can he make that stick? He cannot. Ghost Colt is back through. Another close battling going on right now. It's all over the back of Trix. I think Trix and Brandon both have wing damage and they both jumped into the pits. So Chalky up 2 places, then into 11th. Schumacher's gone wide and he's lost a place at 2. Danny, he's made another great manoeuvre around the outside there of Schumacher. As Urban Unicorn tries to get past Cesaro for the lead. Cesaro's going to get a better run. He's not going to let him off easily. Going to fight around the outside. But he's back through. Urban Unicorn has retaken the lead of this German Grand Prix on lap 2. Cesaro's going to take credit for that. He will walk away from this knowing he's led a lap over Urban Unicorn. Ghost Colt now right on the rear bumper of this battle for first. This is Squiddy, goes a little bit deep. Obviously the guys still finding their rhythm in the wet. The spray is horrendous right here. Ooh, a little bit of wheel spin there for Ghost Colt. He tries to get the power down to get onto the back of Squiddy now in the only Red Bull is fighting for position at the minute. Schumacher wants to get back the position that he lost a lap prior. Oh, Danny lost the numbers. So there will be no DRS just yet unless the track dries up, so the guys will have to rely on their straight line speed to make a move down the back straight. But all 6 drivers are all within second of each other and no one's dropped right back. Phil now is all over the back of Kimberly Max. Let's go on board with him and see if we can make a move stick. Obviously started quite far back, Phil. And off on the back row. We'll be looking to get the grid and formation as quick as possible. That's just that tumbles once more to 126.8 from Urban Unicorn. Looks to have found the rhythm in that car. As Schumacher is a time penalty for putting, I presume, turn 1. It'll be very hard to keep turn 1, to keep the car together in turn 1. Still very smooth compared to Urban. Urban all over the place, going around the corners. As Phil darts to the inside, he's going to make it stick as we come on to braking. He does, and it's a good move down inside for Phil, who's now made 5 places up into P7 now, chasing down the likes of R11 Schumacher. Just in front, he's got 1.2 second gap to catch up to the Mercedes driver. He's got now piling the pressure on the back of Damon Squiddy. He'll be wanting to get past so he can close the gap onto Cesaro and Urban. Oh god, Squiddy won't make it easy for him. Cesaro sets a new fastest lap for this race, 126.6. So after the 5 lap mile, Urban Unicorn and Cesaro regain sustain. Oh no, that's not the word. Keep, that's the word. Their positions in first and second. Damon Squiddy and Ghost Colt have swapped for second and for third and fourth. Danny lots of numbers is up into fifth from that's a rise of 6 places, the biggest we have. R11 Schumacher's dropped down 1 into 6th, Phil is up 5 into 7th, Max down 1. Chivers and Oscar Gamer have also kept their position. Chalky is in 11th with Brandon and Trix all the way back there after pitting on lap 1 for the front wings. Oh, Cesaro and then ends up on the pit wall. Managed to keep it though. Max had a little bit of a wobble because Rivers has now got past. Guy. Phil has been done inside of R11 Schumacher. Schumacher's outbraked himself. It's going to be an easy move for Phil. Phil has outbraked himself as well. So as much as he wanted to, he could not leave Schumacher any space to come back on the track. But he's through. He's up another place to P6. Well, 2 battles now going on. 1 for first and 1 for third. And 2 cars have split. And the 4 cars have split into 2 groups of 2. Zala is not letting Schumacher, Urban Unicorn out of his sights. But we lost game sign then guys, I was a bit panicked a little bit. Ghost Colt is virtually pushing Squiddy now as they come out onto the back straight. He's pulled out to the outside, Squiddy goes defensive. Gonna make this move stick, Squiddy's gonna go as wide as possible, which he has done. Pushed him off the track. And then that's the numbers, he's gonna have a go though. On Ghost Colt, he's gonna get another place. They're going side by side. Hard on the brakes now. Ghost Colt is down in a little bit of the squeeze there. But it's safe. And they both get through unscathed. This is what Ghost Colt's gonna watch out for. But he's not gonna make it easy for him. He's got to be aware of Danny behind. As long as he's on the inside, does he goes for the lock. There's a slight touch on Urban. But enough to get away with it. He's come down the back straight once again. Zolo's gonna go for a late move. No, he's not. He stays in behind. Got bright orange McLaren. Zoski going to go side by side with engines and mats and touch wheels. But I think Oscar will have a better drive. But they'll have a better drive just because of that. Villa battle going on for the lead now. Oh. That's Phil sets the fastest lap now as he's in clean air. After pulling away from R11 Schumacher, who, bigger than ever, gets his first penalty of this race. Very good around this track, very easy around this track to get one though. Zazala will be looking to Oscar and Ginger Max going side by side once again, and Oscar left out hanging out to dry again. That is the saying I was looking for. Unfortunately, couldn't get it out. Yep. There's a few close running battles at the minute. One seems to be the most interesting. So we'll stick with it for a couple more corners. Oscar will be looking to get past Max as quickly and efficiently as possible. We can push on onto the rear end of Shivers in front. Off the inside line. In a minute, let's stick this down. There we go then. Looks like he's pulled a gap. Gonzalo really not giving Urban an easy run of it tonight. Taking it now to turn 1. Penalty galore if you get it wrong. There's also death trap if you catch the curve wrong. Ghost Colt has left the session, which is going to drop him right back down. I'm inviting quick for you guys. I apologise for the stream going down. We're back. I haven't missed anything as Ghost Colt is still this race. As Ghost Colt obviously lose and loses the place to Daniel. Oh, yeah, just as goes through. Rivers now caught up to the back of R11. So this one will be interesting between these two. Urban Unicorn sets another fastest lap in 26.6. A very good lap from him. Ready gets another penalty, I presume it's on turn 1. It's starting to spread out now. Not Danny, Cesaro is doing extremely well to not just keep up with, unable to they'll be looking to snatch a long-deserved win for Cesaro. He's got to get past the Marty Urban Unicorn before he does so. It's not battling at the minute. Cesaro cannot find a way through. I presume he's not got the straight line speed that Urban Unicorn has, so he cannot catch on the back straight. Lap 13. Don't know what time these guys will be pitting for a new set of wets. I know the bottom two of Brandon and Trix have already pitted. So we'll see. Soon most of them will be doing a one stop. We won't see much activity in the pits. As Chucky gets close up to the back of his teammate there, Ginger Milk. But so cracking off at the front, just less than two attempts. Which is all he really needs. Phil now sets the fastest there, 1:26.6. Very good like that. It's down here, another penalty. Walk very slow there. He still holds on to the position. He's dropped right back now. And go back into the front of SMB Shivers. And Pressfield gets past the Ghost Call. Scuddy, Danny and Phil were closing up to the back of each other. Come back with Phil now. So we're going to make the new stick on Danny. Goes to the inside to get the slipstream and find the blue cold water for his tyres. Once again, setting a blistering lap time there as Chalky has got past his teammates. It could have been team orders. Chalky definitely seems at this stage of the race to be the faster of the two drivers. So Scuddy, no sorry, Danny, that's the numbers, and Phil have both moved up 7 positions. Cracking starts to this race it has been. Max is not giving up that position easily. He'll fight it with all of his might. But opposite of his deep because he doesn't want to take a teammate out. As Owen is the first to make the shift. The one who jumped in now, having Unicorn has come out in P4, just in front of R11 Schumacher. A very good stop for him there. And so is anybody else. Make up a few places after this pit stop. So, what's P3? So, as we go back onto it's shown out as he attempts to catch and overtake Scuddy for P3. Bill and Scuddy are in. It's only Cesaro that's not. You must know something we don't. It's about the one stop stage now to pit. And then turn over the halfway stage. Phil comes out in P6 with Ghost Colt just in front of pit stop. Brandon is out of this race. He's hit the inside wall. Spawn. Not the easiest corner to take in the drive, especially in the wet. It's very risky taking it forward. So shot, and if you don't take it too heavy and you try not to correct it, you run wide and still get penalties. So it's very harsh. This is all of him. Only got 13 seconds on Urban, I don't think he's going to do that. With him. First set of wets. As Urban says the fastest lap. Definitely goes in front. And lots of numbers. What's he going to do? Whoa, we've lost the back end, but he's going to come out. He'll come out behind. Well, behind Schumacher at Urban and in front of. Would it? And Danny, that's the one. Danny's under a bit of pressure himself. Maybe a battle between the two Ferraris, isn't it? Max has to go wide, but he's going to have to run on. Looking out. Look to go a little bit too far back. That's just battle at the minute is Grace Cole. So I'll just stick on board with Grace Cole to see if he can get. Or it may be only battle on track at the minute. And what a battle that is. Go on board with Grace Court and see what he can do. He keeps doing enough to close the gap, but then he keeps going to drop off. But maybe makes a mistake, or if it's costing his front move. This as well, it's just the fastest lap. We've got 2.5 seconds to catch up to Urban. We'll have get on the tyres for the battle. We'll jump on board now with every unicorn. Lost the lead a couple of laps in. No. A couple of laps, there's a couple of corners really. Just after Zazala, got a jump on it. Congratulations to So after lap 21, well, coming on to 22, Urban Unicorn is still leading this race. Afro Cesala is in second, Danny up 3, 8 places to third. Woody 4th, Chris Colt 5th, Bill 6th, Shivers 7th, Schumacher 8th, Oscar 9th, Chuck 10th, and Trix 11th. Ninja Max pressing out. Don't know what it was. Might have been struggling with the tyres. So we'll see whether oh, my apologies. I'm inviting him onto the party to get a bit of help with the commentary. Get one of the retired drivers in to see what actually happened. Well, watch out for Phil now. Let's close the gap right back up. Red Bull's back into AI. I don't know why that is. Maybe looking to climb the field after his impressive 6-car climb. Unfortunately, no, Danny has made up 8 places, so he will be for that. Oh, most of Danny's overtakes were at the start, he had a very good start. Managed to get in front of 2 of the guys and make a few overtakes. Rush on board now from Phil. Let's see what he can do. Into the tight left hander now. Up to the final couple of corners. Is he going to go for a late lunge? He's called my apologies. Catches the grass a little bit and just sliding across the track, giving Phil a little bit more of a sniff. Zala is also catching up to the back of Urban Unicorn. A great battle of them to get side by side once again. R11 Schumacher gets another time penalty. I apologise, I don't know if that's another or if this is first. First got Josh going on the inside there. They might lose the place to Phil. We'll fall back off, they're going side by side. Phil's going to go all the way around the outside, is he? Come into the braking zone, Phil backs out of it. And let's go, can't go. We're still going to push him all the way along and carry him. Across the ladder, he finished after lap 25. Less than 10 laps to go. In a minute, all it is a battle for P4. They're looking safe at the moment with Bill and Colt, mainly the ones battling. Urban Unicorn, I don't know, not Urban Unicorn. Schumacher's dropped way down. Don't know what's happened to him, but Oscar, his teammate, right on the back of him. See what kind of maneuvers he can pull. His team order in play. Let's hope one of these make a move soon. That's unfortunately left the session due to him crashing out. We tried to get a word with Max and Brandon after their retirements, but we couldn't get a hold of them. This could get us past Schumacher. Don't know if that's too much because he's fast to drive it. We'll let him go. As Colt nearly hits the back of. Would have come into the braking zone. The end of the straight. Left himself very vulnerable to field behind, but he didn't look like he was going for it. F1 Cesaro now. Got that down to less than a second between him and Urban. I presume Urban will he's got a hell of a lot more ERS saved. Ghost Colt's crashed. Is that turn 1? No, it's not. Where's it come there? It's crashed right on the final corner. The yellow flag in the final sector. I don't know how he's done that, but I don't know if it's an incident with Phil, but his Phil's dropped right back. The Phil moves on into P5 now. So, with 11 cars starting, only 10. Made it past lap 27. We've just recently lost Ghost Colt from the race. Max a bit earlier on with Brandon. I'm struggling with turn 1 all weekend. Those struggles. Finishes inside, or in the inside ball at turn 1. Zala has now got 6 laps to force the move on Urban as the yellow flag in sector 2 was Trix spinning at the bottom of the hairpin. Go now with White on the back of Scuddy. There was defensive verdict into the inside, Phil goes around the outside. It's been on the pass it's made. It's very easy that for Phil. And he's just breezed past into P4 now. Zala still right in the gearbox of the Unicorn. got to try something because we cannot catch Urban in the straights. As he sets another fastest lap, 1:25, dead. Very good lap time for him now. Got 2 lap younger tyres, 2 lap fresher tyres. He's using them to good advantage at the minute. With 5 laps to go, will Phil catch up to the back of Danny once again? Yes, that is Danny. Lots of numbers in the Racing Point in P3. Comms ban means he had to run on a different account. Moral of the story: don't math off people that beat you on FIFA. Just gonna get yourself banned. Then battle going on is for the lead as they ran the final corner of the German Grand Prix. Start lap 30 of 34. And Cesare's really got to push onto the back of the Unicorn now, because very rare we see a mistake from Urban Unicorn. So Cesare's got to try and force a mistake out of him, pile loads of pressure on him, because this is the first time in a very long time that Urban has been put under pressure. We'll start thinking about drive of the day, and there's only 2 really that I can think of, and that is Danny. Lots of numbers, never going to give up, or Phil. I mean, both climbed up 8 places. I mean, Danny, just for that start, he's been 5 or 6 places on the first couple of laps. It was an incredible start. He's put himself up into a podium position at the minute. Same with Phil. Side alongside Danny. And I've got a look in the first couple of corners as him, but he's fought his way through. And now he's gunning him down for the final podium spot. This race, I think whoever finishes high, that's them 2. I'll give it to. And it could be close, because there will be. Bill is hunting him down. Got 2.8 for the minute. That is decreasing lap by lap. As we ride back on board with the leaders, we don't want to miss a thing here, because Cesare still hassling the back of the McLaren. Don't know if either of these guys have penalties, so made it decided at the end of the race it was to win. Suzzala just a little bit too far back now. Losing ground on Urban. I suspect he might potentially be going for the fastest lap. Which wouldn't surprise me. He's saving up his ERS because he knew the charge from Suzzala was coming. It looks like he saved it well for Suzzala. Can't get close enough at the minute. We're on the penultimate lap now. And then we've got looking for it. Take another win. Suzzala looking to take that from him. But he gets a penalty. Just looking up at him. Won't knock him out of P5 unless he's got a few. But Suzzala's dropped off massively now. It's over a second now, the gap. Fillers carve that gap to Danny in P3. That is also going to be down to penalties. Yep. Fault he was going for the fastest lap. Would have been salt in the wounds of Urban Unicorn, of F1 Suzzala, sorry. Schumacher has got past Oscar. I presume that was planned because Oscar couldn't catch the car in front. And we'll see. I presume they're going side by side into the final couple of on the straight. Did he backs off? It looks like he's backed off a little bit there. As you're on board with Urban Unicorn as he comes round the final couple of corners now to win GRL at Season 5 German Grand Prix once again. He rounds the final corner, crosses the line now, and he has penalties, so Suzzala beats him. What a cracking drive that from Suzzala, as Phil's right now on the back of Danny, who's going to get P3. Here's Danny, it is so close for both of them. Starting side by side in the grid, Squiddy comes home in a solid P5 now. Well, Shivers in a very solid P6 for him as he just laps his teammate there as he tracks Wolf. Very dangerous that Shivers, I don't know what you were trying to achieve there, but Oscar jumps into P6, so he does catch Shivers, so Shivers making that very silly mistake has cost him a place, and Chalk coming home in P9 there, oh no, P8, so Schumacher had a hell of a lot of penalties there. As we would involve the top 3 now. As you'll see them there on the podium. It's very weird not seeing Urban Unicorn on the top step of that podium. That's one that people will want to see more often. So congratulations to F1 Cesaro for taking the fight to Urban. We have proved he is not the robot we all thought he was. There we have it, the top three now, as we will invite them to party to get them involved. But it is an incredible drive from Danny and Phil to finish P3 and 4 as well. So congratulations to them. Unfortunately, we lost the 3 drivers from this race. Yeah, but Ghost Colt, Ginger Max, and Brandon, we lost them all very early on into the race. But nevertheless, they were involved. And here we have it. Well, unfortunately, Urban will not join because he hasn't got a mic. But I will message him. Unfortunately there, guys, my mic. Well, I'm back. Fortunately, my controller died there, so sorry for the quietness. So we'll start. Congratulations, Cesaro. I mean, not many people come out and beat Urban Unicorn in GRL, and quite frankly, you give it a good shot. You didn't beat him on track, but you beat him by penalties.
Yeah.
Obviously, proving that the man is actually a man and not a robot. But yeah, congratulations. Is it nice finally getting that win after hassling him all race?
Yeah. It's quite satisfying, really. I knew I had the pace over him, and I was quicker than him, but I just couldn't get past. So I was trying to force him into errors. And then when I knew he had a penalty, I was just sitting behind him, because I knew I couldn't get past. So trying to stick within that 3-second gap.
Yeah, it was easy. Without the DRS, it's a very hard track to overtake on. I mean, obviously, he had a lot of straight line speed as well. He was carrying down the back straights. You just couldn't get close. I mean, you had a nice little battle lap 1. I mean, you got past him.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you ended the race leading him for a couple of laps then. So
Yeah.
That's a good thing. I mean, obviously he's a cracking driver, but I mean, you've proved today that he is beatable.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Any thoughts for the rest of the season? Because obviously I know you've had a few bad results. With this, will your race results pick up after this, or?
Yeah, I'm hoping to try to secure third and go for second in the championship. Bit of a push, but hoping just to secure third, really.
I mean, there's over halfway left, so it is a possibility.
Yeah, anything can happen.
But congratulations, obviously, on your P1.
Cheers.
Already deserved. We'll jump now to the message I just got off Urban Unicorn. It says, very tough on the edge for the whole thing. Well done to Cesaro, who was the fastest driver all race. But I'm still annoyed that I lost it on penalties. Generally happy with the result though. Yep. A few mistakes from you, Urban, cost you that race. Like Cesaro says, he couldn't find a way through, and yeah, I think you had it in the bag if penalties weren't a thing. But unfortunately, in-game penalties do count. So Cesaro walks away with the victory in the 25 points. But you do get the additional point for the fastest laps. That's a bonus. And now we'll go on to driver of the day. Everybody won't know this game attack, but it is Danny Lots of Numbers. Congratulations today, Danny. I mean, that start, it was incredible. I mean, you climbed half the field from the back of the grid there.
Yeah, I just got lucky with the collisions. Just managed to avoid them. So I did, just got lucky.
Yeah, it's not all luck. You gotta put your car in the right place at the right times, haven't you? So, but you made a good couple of overtakes. Got yourself up quite high, and you used the pit stop to your advantage and jumped everybody. And whilst Ghost Colt, Squiddy, and Phil were battling, you managed to just sneak away into the distance.
Yeah.
Very talkative tonight.
Never
Do
talkative.
you reckon if you'd have held on to your P3 if Phil had a couple more laps to catch and give you a nice battle at the end there?
No, I think my tires just started going. They were like, for the last 20 laps, actually, I was like low on fuel and I was just conserving fuel. So yeah.
Yeah, so the race ended at the right time for you. Like we said,
Yeah.
because of your start, it was we'll give you drive of the day. It was an incredible an incredible drive. I'll get my words out. Yeah, the start to the finish. I mean, you were very strong. It was between you and Phil. I did say whoever ran in the last corner in front, I'd give it to, and luckily for you, it was you. So congratulations. Do you have any ideas on how the race will plan out for you at Hungary next week? Is it Hungary? It is Hungary, isn't it?
I don't know. Really struggled with this game. I just don't like the models of the car. Really, just struggled the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
it's
it.
a very hard game to get used to, but I mean, getting on the podium's only a step forward. So yeah, congratulations to Cesala, Urban Unicorn, and Danny. Lots of numbers on their podiums. We will see you all next week for the Hungarian Grand Prix. I think, don't quite run that. I'm not too sure if it is, but yeah, we'll all see you guys next week. Thank you, making it interesting and not making me fall asleep. But yeah, thank you guys. Have a good weekend. Good night.